Hi, I'm Jeff.
I'm Regina.
And today we have a special treat for you because we're talking about Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I have almost nothing to say because I didn't really do anything when we were there. I was stuck working in the camper the whole time. So take it away, Regina.
All right, yes. So Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, we stopped after New Hampshire, and Gettysburg, we pulled into... Oh, we did a long one, didn't we? Wasn't that a long one?
I do have something to say about that. Yes,
yeah, go ahead.
That was a day. Oh, I'll tell you. So we generally try to keep our trips between, under 350 miles or so. I think that one was 525 miles or something. It was bad.
We were supposed to stop for the night, remember? And then we got on the road and we said, just do it. Let's just
that was also
do it. Where
we were in New York or something, and we were supposed to be getting off on a road, and we're going to be on that road for like 90 miles. And right before we got on the exit, it said no trucks over, or no commercial vehicles.
No commercial vehicles.
No commercial vehicles. And I was like, they probably just want to keep, it maybe goes through some residential areas and they just don't want commercial vehicles. I was like, we're not a commercial vehicle, no problem. So as we're getting on the exit, like no turning back, it wasn't like 5 feet before the exit, it was on the exit ramp. It's like, no vehicles over
13.5?
No. It was like 10 feet, 5 inches or something. And we're 13 and a half feet with the camper. And so we're like, oh, this is not good. It's her worst nightmare. That's like been one of her worst nightmares, that we would run into that scenario. And sure enough, we did. There was an exit 1 mile down the road. But between that exit and where we got off, there was a bridge. And it said 13 feet,
it might have said
2
5
inches or something.
Yeah, it was
shorter than, it was a lower clearance than what our RV needed. So on the way there, we're going kind of slow, and there's a guy pulling past us in a car, like honking and get off the road,
like, we can't.
Whatever. So it was pretty busy right then. Thankfully, nothing happened. The bridge was kind of an arch, and so it must have been, the low point must have been what they were given the height for, because we kind of probably made everybody mad, but went right into the center lane, blocked up traffic, went through the arch. Thank God, no scraping, and we got off at the next exit, which was just beyond the bridge, and found another route.
We just basically went parallel to that road.
Yeah.
That was a long stop, though. We stopped for about an hour and a half, I think, to regain our composure a little bit, to figure out where we were going. You had a work call. It was one of those times, but whew. And then we just went for it. We just gunned it. We said, you know what? Let's just go. Let's just go the whole way. They had an opening for us, so we just went the whole way. But Gettysburg, we initially went there because I have a dear friend, Nicole, who still lives in that area with her family. And there happened to be a campground there. So we thought, between New Hampshire and Front Royal, let's stop for 5 days, and just visit with them. But we didn't know that the area itself, the battlefield, was fantastic. Unfortunately...
Was it, Regina?
Yes, it was. Jeff didn't get to see a lot of it.
I had 3 hours. We went over to the visitor center and realized that you had to pay for everything at the visitor center, which is not typical from our travels.
It was the Gettysburg National Military Park.
Yeah. There was like a video in their museum, and so we did end up buying a guided tour, like a GPS guided tour. But at that point, I had like an hour left to be able to. So I just saw a few stops, which were magnificent. I love Civil War history, and I was sorry to have missed out on that. I've been there before, but it was a long time ago. But then they went back and did some of the route again, and it's a really neat battlefield.
Yeah, we were able to finish all of it. What I thought was so neat is the way that all the monuments, there's over 1,000 monuments that honor different regiments and where they joined within the war. And it was just really neat to see that, someone took the time and honored these men who fought for our country. And no matter what side, so to speak, that you were on, there's still men who were fathers or sons or brothers. And it was just really neat. I could actually picture the men and just walking across these fields, and the way that, war was, back when the Civil War was going on, was a little bit more brutal, I guess, might be a better way. But it just, the history through there is just, I can't even think of a word.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a little bit of commercial stuff throughout, but it's still largely probably what it looked like 150 years ago. And you can you know, with some of the statues and monuments that they had, you know, bronze statues of generals on horseback and stuff, you can totally fill in the blanks of their regiments going across the cornfield that's right in front of you, and you can totally envision the battle playing out in front of you. So that is really neat, a neat aspect of Antietam. Is another place not far from there that also has a very authentic feel for the era, you know, for that time. It's not really modern. So,
but as far as the campground goes, we didn't get to explore it or really do a lot because we were with my friend Nicole and then my other friend Nicole and Kevin, who came down. We got to reunite our Discovery Cove days, which was wonderful, and our kids made friends. Is that right?
Your kids made friends.
Our kids made friends with each other. Yeah. But so the campground itself, we did not really get to explore very much, but it did have a lot to offer, it seemed. And it was 1,000 Trails campground.
That's huge.
It's absolutely massive. You need a golf cart to go around it if you're going to do things, or just take your vehicle or walk, get the exercise. But I don't know. I would say we would go back there again.
Yeah.
Not only do we have good friends that live nearby, but we would like to maybe do Gettysburg a little bit. Well, you would. I got to do it from start to finish, but I would like for you to get to experience that.
Yeah. I mean, we booked that campground more to see our friends than to go to see the battlefield. The battlefield was just kind of a perk. If we went back, we would definitely spend time at the battlefield because there's a lot to offer. You know, the 3 hours that I had hoped to squeeze in wasn't nearly enough time. You could spend a couple days easily doing the visitor center, the museum, driving the battlefield, stopping at a lot of them you can stop and walk around, and you know, there's some pretty cool. It's really pretty.
Oh, you know what?
As well.
One day we took and went to Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh, was that nice?
Yeah, it was great.
I got some chocolate out of it. I didn't see the tour.
Hershey was wonderful. Nicole had described it to me as it is the Disney World of Pennsylvania. And I was like, oh, okay, that's great. No, it's really the Disney World of Pennsylvania. It's pretty impressive. And we got to watch a show. Well, I should say we watched parts of a show because it was at night and we kept getting tired and falling asleep, but it's the Food That Made America that came recommended by my sister. Okay. And it talked about Milton Hershey and some of the other founders of American, like Post and Kellogg. And, yes, so that was really neat to have a little bit of an idea about Milton Hershey. He seems that he was an outstanding man.
Yeah, seems pretty cool.
And so to actually go there, is Hershey Park, the theme park. It was not open when we were there. It was only open at nighttime for Halloween festivities and on weekends. So we did not get to go, but it looked really cool. So we went to ChcolateWorld. ChcolateWorld is basically exactly what it sounds like. It is a store full of chocolate. So Grayson was in absolute heaven. That's where Nicole bought him a create your own candy bar. Yep. Experience, and he absolutely loved that. He felt like he was king of the world. So that was a really neat experience. It was about an hour drive. I think it was an hour drive from our campground. So I would highly recommend that. Also, Hershey does have their own campgrounds nearby. So if anyone ever wanted to go to Hershey to experience all that it has to offer, there are campgrounds there as well.
Well, the trip wasn't a total bust for me with work and stuff like that because I did get a new bestie, Darren. I miss you, man.
So
no, we went to their house for dinner, and they came out to our camper one night for dinner, and we hadn't seen them in a number of years, but they're the kind of friends that you just fall back in with, and it's like you never left off. So that was very nice. It's nice to connect with people like that, and they're gracious hosts. And
yes, which we've been so thankful to do along the way. We've had a little, I don't know, we've had that sprinkled in throughout our RV travels, and it's been really, I don't know, kind of refreshing and recharging to meet up with people that you wouldn't normally get to in our normal locations. So
if any of you guys want to just hit the trail and meet us where we're going to be, we'll roll out the red carpet for you. Cook you a steak on our grill outside or something.
Yeah, let us know.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up Hershey and Gettysburg. Definitely go if you get the chance and see the battlefield and eat the chocolate and live life.
That's right.